It's been 40 years, guys, 40 years that this pandemic has begun. And in these 40 years, 77 million people have been infected, and a whopping 34 million people have died from this virus. What's happening? Is there no way we can control it? Is there not a way that we can end this? Watch till the end. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Oreoluwaa with a double A, and I am a medical doctor. If you are not aware, I'm a medical doctor, and on this channel we film about faith, lifestyle, and health. Today's video is solely dedicated to the World AIDS Day, which is on the 1st of December 2021. Today's video will be zooming in on the topic end inequalities, end AIDS, and reaching out to those that have been left. Just to be clear, I'll give a brief intro into what HIV is and what AIDS is. Okay, so HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, and AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. They are two different things, but you cannot have AIDS without having HIV, but you can have HIV without having AIDS. What we are rooting to end is AIDS. We're rooting to end AIDS and possibly prevent the transmission of this virus from people to people. So the main aim here is to curb the death of people that already have this HIV virus, and to also reduce the transmission from person to person. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about, the inequalities. And yes, these inequalities are real. I'm sure you've heard of people that have this HIV virus and refuse to tell their spouse, or refuse to tell people that matter, or people that are around them. Hence, they don't mind if the person is infected, if the person is taking care of themselves. That is where we call the inequalities. Actual inequalities here has to do with partners, and then from mother to children. So telling people that matter, people that are around you. I once had this distant relative that knew he had the virus, and he refused to tell his wife. So he was going for his checkups, taking his medications, and he didn't tell his wife. He was having unprotected sexual contact with her, and she got this virus. She kept on going to the hospital for checkups because she wasn't feeling fine, and eventually she realized at the late stage where this virus had spread throughout her system and already made her immunocompromised. So this happens a lot. If you've had anyone, or you know anyone that has had this type of thing, comment down below. Let's interact, okay? And it is your duty to spread the word around. A lot of people get this not just by sexual contact, but if you're a hospital worker, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you work in the lab, or you got it as a hairdresser, any needle prick and you are infected, it is just safe for you. If you take care of yourself, you're obviously not going to die from this virus. That is the mainstay. A lot of people live 30 years, 40 years after they live the normal life with this virus, as long as they're taking their medications. In fact, sometimes they look fresher than people that don't even have the virus because they're taking care of themselves. So if there's a person that has this virus and you refuse to tell people that matter to you, people that are around you, then you are part of the reason why AIDS has not ended and HIV is still being transmitted from person to person. As a mother as well, there are medications to take and hospital appointments that are necessary to ensure that you don't transmit this virus to your child. Everybody can live okay, all right? It really doesn't matter. And if you have a spouse that has this same virus, it's possible for you people. You don't have to separate. The home can still continue as long as you do the right things, which is visit your doctor. Take your partners to visit the doctor as well. They'll place you on some medications and you're good to go. If at all, for any reason, you probably did not know that you were already infected and you make any form of sexual contact with your spouse, the best thing to do is to take your spouse to the hospital as soon as possible. There's what we call post-exposure prophylaxis, where you're giving the medications for 30 days and you take the medication, and that's the end. You reduce the risk of you getting the virus. The success in achieving all of this, ending inequalities, ending AIDS, is in two cardinal things. If you're already infected by this virus, take your medications. And number two, don't just take them, go for your hospital appointments where they check your viral load. And the viral load is how much of the virus has been replicated in your system. Most of the times, if you're on your medications and you take it very well, the viral load might be so insignificant, like it's very, very little, and it cannot, that way it cannot affect you, it cannot make you immunocompromised, and you don't end up having AIDS. So that way you just live your normal life, you take your medications and ensure that your viral load is under control. That gives you success in curbing this AIDS that we're talking about. Another important thing to talk about is how those people that are HIV negative stigmatize those that are positive. Please, they are not aliens, okay? This stigmatization stops people from seeking for help when they really need it. They are prone to having some issues and they will actually need help, but because of the stigmatization, they don't open up. All right, don't make them feel like aliens. If you talk to them as much as hug them, doesn't mean you get the virus. Okay, so let's end that idea and let's as much as show them love. They are as much humans as you are, okay? And they can even live longer, like I mentioned earlier. So let's end the stigmatization. And if you know someone that has this virus, encourage them to go for their drug refills, encourage them to go to their hospital appointments where they check their viral load and make sure that everything is intact, and encourage them to live life full, encourage them to live life big. That's not the end of the world, okay? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more health content, and also hit the bell beside the subscribe button so you get notifications every time I post a video. Comment if you have any question and I will answer in the comment section below. All right, thank you so much, and I hope that by next year the statistics will be better and would have been able to achieve significant control to curbing AIDS and HIV. Bye guys. Do you want to check my other videos?